Hello everyone, this is Poonam Mishra. Hope you all started studying. Last video I gave explanation for 11th standard, that is diversity. Now today's video is all about 9th standard CBSE biology. In that we are going to start the first chapter of biology, that is fundamental unit of life. Now you can see on the screen the name of the chapter is fundamental unit of life. Basically in this chapter we are going to discuss all about cell and cells organelles. Now fundamental unit of life means what? Basically all living organisms, we know that they are made up of, their body is made up of cells. We have different kinds of organisms which are present in the world. We have unicellular organisms, we have multicellular organisms, we have the simplest type of organism like bacteria, or we have a complex type of organism like plants and animals. So for this you need to understand what is the meaning of the term cell. What is a cell? Cell is a basic structural and functional unit of life. So for the life to start, basic thing that is responsible, that is a cell, and we know that cell is going to support, it is responsible for making structure of the body, as well as it is responsible for performing various functions. Whatever functions which are occurring in your body, they all are occurring only because of cell, because we know that all the cells, they combine together to form tissues, then organ system. So like that the whole body is made up of cell only. Now the next thing is discovery of cell. Now the first time cell was observed by Robert Hooke. He took a sample of cork, and when he observed under the simple microscope, he thought that it was a honeycomb, simple honeycomb like structures where small compartments were present. So from that compartments he gave the term cellula. So from that cellular term actually the cell originated. So actually they were basically dead cells only, and what he observed, that was just a cell wall. Only the cell wall was remained, because we know that plant cell में cork is a dead part of the plant. So observe करने के बाद what he thought कि जो compartments दिख रहे हैं that is a cell, but actually that was not cell, that was just a cell wall structures. Now after that Anton von Leeuwenhoek in 1665 he improved the microscopic part, and from the discovered new microscope he observed the first living cell, that was from the pond. So we know that may be algae दिखा था उससे. Okay, now the next is Robert Brown. He first observed nucleus. He discovered nucleus inside the cell. It is in 1831. After that, now Purkinje in 1839, he first time observed protoplasm. Now what is a protoplasm? Protoplasm, the term means cell without cell wall. So if you dissolve the cell wall from the cell, whatever things which is remaining, that is cytoplasm and the cell membrane, उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं? That is called as a protoplasm. Now after this, the cell theory was given by two scientists, that is Sheldon and Schwann. So what basically the cell theory was? In the cell theory it is said that all living organisms are made up of cells. Basically there are 5 points in the cell theory. The first point we'll understand. First point is all living organisms are made up of cell. Now the second point is cell is a basic structural and functional unit of life. The third thing is cell contains genetic information which is passed on from one cell to another cell. Now the fourth thing is all cells arises from the pre-existing cell. That this point was modified by Rudolf Virchow in 1855. So this point was added by him. And the last point is cells are self-duplicating, self-contained units, and some cells are totipotent also. So these are the 5 points which are basically given by these two scientists, and some modification was done by Virchow. So as I told you, first point, that is all living organisms are made up of cell. The second thing is cells are basic structural and functional unit of life. Third thing is cells contain the genetic information which is passed on from one cell division to next. Whenever the cell division occurs, this genetic information is passed from one cell to another. Now the fourth point, the cell arises from the pre-existing cell, means one cell divide and it forms a new cell. So the New cells are formed because of old cells. And the last point is cells are self-duplicating, self-contained units, and some cells are totipotents also. Totipotents means they have ability to divide into any kind of cell. Suppose I am taking a skin cells, so I can actually make from that skin cell any part of the body. That is called totipotency. Now the next thing is shape and size of cells. So some cells can change their shape and size. They don't have well defined structure, like we have amoeba cells and we have WBC cells. Mostly plants and animal cells, they have fixed shape and size. And the smallest cell which is discovered is mycoplasma, and the largest cell which is present on earth is ostrich egg. Now longest animal cell, if I consider the animals, so longest cells in animals according to length is nerve cell, and if I consider the diameter, so in that case human female embryo, human female egg cell is the largest cell. Now apart from that, organisms are classified, cells basically, cell organism, or I can say cells can be classified based on structure, based on organisms. We can classify them into two types. We have unicellular organisms and we have multicellular organisms based on presence of number of cells. So unicellular organisms we have amoeba and paramecium, and multicellular organisms we have fungi, plants and animals. Now the next thing is unicellular organisms. So amoeba, you can see over here, this is the structure of amoeba. As I told you, they don't have well defined structure because they don't have cell wall. So they can change the shape and size. And the next is multicellular organisms. We can consider plant cell or animal cell. So here I am showing you the diagram of animal cell. Now the next is, again we are going to divide the organisms. We are going to divide the type of cell based on their structural pattern. So cells can be divided into two types. We have eukaryotic cell and we have prokaryotic cell. So here you can see this is a prokaryotic cell and here this is eukaryotic cell. Now what is the meaning of prokaryotic and eukaryotic? Pro means primitive, karyon means nucleus. So primitive type of nucleus. So those organisms which have primitive type of nucleus, they are called prokaryotes, and those organisms, those cells which have well defined, U means true and karyon means nucleus, so they have true nuclear structure, very well defined type of nuclear structure, they are called eukaryotes. Now as you can see from the diagram, prokaryotes, they are comparatively less complex, and you can see they have the genetic material. This is a genetic material, and they don't have very well organized nucleus. And here you can see they have very well organized nuclear structure which has all the components present. Now first we'll understand what is a prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cell, as I told you, they are less complex, they are unicellular in nature. Most of the prokaryotic cells, they are unicellular in nature and they are found in the form of bacteria. Prokaryotic cells are basically found in case of Monera, group Monera. Then they do not have well defined nuclear structure. So instead of that nucleus, they have nucleoid structure. What do you mean by nucleoid structure? They don't have well defined nucleus, they only have genetic material which is present, which is gathered somewhere in the cytoplasm. But they don't have a fixed position, as well as they don't have organized structure. Now most of the cell walls surrounding the cell membrane. So basically prokaryotes mein most of the cell organelles are surrounded by the cell membrane and they have the cell wall. They include bacteria and blue-green algae. Now the next thing is eukaryotes. You can see the structure of eukaryotes. They are comparatively more complex and includes all multicellular as well as unicellular organisms also. Unicellular organism mein you can include protista, kingdom protista mein all the organisms which are coming like euglena, all of them, diatoms, they are going to be included in unicellular eukaryotes, and as well as we have multicellular eukaryotes like fungi, plants and animals. They have very well defined true nuclear structure. As I told you, here also you can see they have defined true nuclear structure. Apart from that, they have internal organs. They also have the internal organs like they have Golgi bodies, they have Mitochondria, chloroplast, these structures are present, and these organelles are covered, membrane covered structures. Then eukaryotes include plant cells, animal cells, fungi, and protista. Now the next thing is, these organisms can be observed under the microscope also. You can see there are two basic type of cells. Again we have plant cell and animal cell. Apart from eukaryotes, euglenoids, we'll study the plant cell and animal cells. What is the difference between the plant cell and animal cell? So we will see over here. Plant cells are relatively smaller in size and animal cells are comparatively larger in size. Plant cells, they have actually the cell wall structure. You can see regular shape of cell wall is present. In animal cell wall is absent. Plant cells are with cell wall and animal cells are without cell wall. And the next thing is, basically in animal cells vacuoles are absent. They don't have any vacuoles, but in case of plant cells vacuoles are present, and actually if the cells become older, so most of the spaces which is present in the cell is accompanied by vacuoles only. The next is, they have glycogen granules as a food storage. So in case of animal cells they have food storage structures which store glycogen, which is a complex form of carbohydrate. Basically animal cells में whatever excess amount of glucose is present, they actually convert it into glycogen and store it for future purpose as a food source. In case of plants, basically they have starch granules and they store their food in the form of starch in their vacuoles, as well as they store it into food granules. Then the next thing is, nucleus is present in case of plant cell at the center. In case of animal cell, nucleus is present at the center, and in case of plant cell, nucleus is present near the wall. In case of younger plant cells, nucleus is present at the center, but as I told you, as the cell gets matured, in that case the nucleus gets shifted towards the cell wall, towards the periphery, because vacuole is going to be present over there and it is going to accompany the major space. So that's why, because of vacuole, it is going to shift the nucleus towards the periphery. Now you can see over here ultrastructure of plant cell. What are the structures which are present? You can see this blue color structure is actually the nucleus, and in the nucleus you can see some blue color fine thread like structures. So these fine thread like structures are chromatin, that is nothing but the genetic material. Apart from that, you can see in the center there you can see the dark blue color structure, that is a nucleolus. Apart from that, you can see near the nucleus you can see some structures, tubular structures. They are smooth endoplasmic reticulum and rough endoplasmic reticulum. So these are smooth and rough endoplasmic reticulum. So these are the two, that is purple one and the maroon orange color one. Now apart from that, you can see over here some fine structures, flattened tube like structures. They are Golgi bodies. Apart from that, you can see the central vacuole, this light green color structure which you can observe. This is a vacuole, and this vacuole basically it stores different types of food molecules, water, all these things are stored in the vacuoles. So these vacuoles are for multi-purpose. They store water also, they store food also, they sometimes store oil also. Apart from that, you can see over here that yellowish green color substance which is present in the cell, the whole thing, that is the cytoplasm. So you can see over here this is cytoplasm. Then apart from that, you can see this green color dark structure, that is cell wall. So this is cell wall structure. Then here we have chloroplast, and this is mitochondria, and next is ribosome. So here also you can see some fine thread like structures which are present somewhere over here. This one, they are ribosomes. Okay, so with this